Hello, everyone. It's Alicia, Unapologetically You. I am taking a day of rest. I don't know. I've been getting a lot of, um, people talk about angel signs and spiritual numbers that are, like a warning and stuff sometimes. Well, I get those a lot. I get a lot of signs. I come across something last night that I had watched, and I literally, just before I watched that video, it was like the middle of the night, probably, I don't know, between, I would say 2, 3 a.m. maybe. Anyways, the reason I was up so late was because I was trying to get Jerry's laundry done for him so that he could have some clean clothes for work. He not only on the fire department, but he also does carpentry and a bunch of other things. And he is one of the best mechanics I know too. He doesn't work as a mechanic, but if I ever had to have somebody work on my vehicle in the past, it was always him because is he's a perfectionist, but it's not a bad thing because if it's not done right, he's not going to do it and he won't quit till it is. So he's really always done a great job. He really is good at everything he does. But anyway, I was downstairs doing his laundry and while the clothes were washing and stuff, I was making some strawberry shortcake. I had promised him and I didn't get it done earlier, so I figured I'll do it then it can sit and it'll be perfect for today. And I was, of course, washing up my dishes because I like to do my dishes as I cook or make things. And I don't know, I was humming this, what was it? I had heard, okay, so I listened to this radio station. It's commercial free and it's free. It's Django. It's on, I just pull it up on Google online. And I love Janis Joplin. She's another one of my favorites that I grew up with, besides Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks, oh, that woman, I love her voice. She's always been my favorite too. But anyways, Janis Joplin is one of my favorites, and I was listening to the Janis Joplin radio station on Django, and the next song that come on, I had not heard in years. It's been a long time, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's been so long since I've heard this song. I love it." It was, "Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Hard on my lifetime, no help from my friends. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a color TV?" And anyway, so I love that tune. I haven't heard it forever. It's beautiful. It's really good. And it was in her time, and she tells why she's singing. It was like a political thing, or it was basically, I could be saying that wrong, but it was to do with the times and what was going on back then. Anyways, a lot of people thought she was strange and she was very attractive or whatever, but she was, because inside her soul was just beautiful, you know. And, you know, so after I shut it off, while, I'm puttering around doing what I just told you I was doing while I was finishing up his laundry and stuff, which took me all the way to do yet a lot. Um, I'm like humming it to myself still. I just couldn't get it out of my head. And all of a sudden, and it was quiet because everybody was upstairs sleeping. And, you sometimes feel like something's coming up behind you, but nobody's there. Well, all of a sudden, this like dark shadow just kind of like come behind me, like it was like dark shadow covering me. Like I could literally see it, not just feel it. And as soon as I turned my head around, the darkness disappeared and the room was, you know, normal. Like a big, huge shadow of a person was hovering over me. And and then of course I pulled up YouTube and I was watching, some of my channels that I am subscribed to that I like to watch on tarot readings and stuff. And I know a lot of that. Some people don't believe, they're always talking about you. And I'm not saying this person was talking about me, but my dad kept popping in my head. And I've told you before, he comes in my dreams like he's been warning me. And been getting a lot of repeated like 11, 11, 11, 6, 6, 6, which is the sixes are like a spiritual warning, look, changes are coming, good things are going to happen. Just don't drift off the wrong road, don't go the wrong way, just stay on your path, stay positive, stay good, blah, blah, blah. And 1111 is, that's an angel sign, and anyways, I get these a lot, like on a daily basis, over and over again. Like when I'm playing my best play games for change, a little change in my pocket. Like I've told you guys about, um, I play that block game. It's what's it called? Block Blast or Block Blitz or something. Well, Best Play has that on the app now for their games, and I think my microphone's covered, so I hope you can hear me. Um, so anyway, every time I play that game, I notice each level that I make it to, you have so many of the, because I usually like to play you can play high score or you can play the journey, which is you have to beat so many levels. Um, it's usually like 90 something levels to 100 levels. And so, anyways, each level you have to, the blocks are different colors and you have like these different colored diamonds and stuff that you have to collect so many, and at the top it'll list how many of each color you have to get, and my numbers are always the same every level, every time I play that game, every day, all sixes, the next one's all 11s, all nines, and it just is over and over again. So, and I do understand that, and I do believe in it because and it's true. I've witnessed it. I mean, these things happen, but um, and I had dad's been coming in my dreams, like warning me about something, and just a lot of memories keep popping in my head of the past, and memories that I haven't thought about in a long time. And I know sometimes when I'm talking about things in a video, that also bring things. I mean, I know people must think I'm strange, or I should say, but you know what? It's all good because that doesn't bother me because I know I'm not. Okay, and yes, I am a chosen one. I do believe that. And I've learned things from genealogy recently about things to do with my family that I had no idea, to go all the way back to like uh, kings and queens, like King Richard, okay, that far back. And there was a battle, I guess, between my ancestors in um, Ireland because a lot of my family from my dad's side, my dad's side, I shouldn't say it like that, is Irish. And I didn't realize this, but back all the way 1700s, I think. Eventually, through over time, I think it was the 1800s maybe, some of my ancestors, relatives from way back then had migrated to America, and then that's when my rest of my ancestors continued is here in America. So I didn't realize all that. I knew I was from America, and everybody I've known or relatives that died before I was born, that my mom had told me about, or my grandmother had told me about, or my dad, or whatever, when my grandmother and my dad were alive. My mom's still alive. Um, but I didn't realize that. I thought we were from America. I didn't really know much about my genealogy yet, but lately I've been doing some digging, and I have gotten recently some information from a family member that did some digging as well, and has proof of a family crest and a bunch of stuff from Ireland. But I do, I'm still trying to do more research to learn about it. Um, but anyways, besides all that, Dad comes to me in my dreams. Well, anyways, I come across that one of my videos that I'm subscribed to, and she was doing a reading, and oh my God, it's like I started crying. It's like I felt Dad in the room. He was like literally in my head, and I went upstairs to my room, and I was looking in the mirror, brushing my hair, stuff, and all of a sudden I kept seeing, because I do scrying as well. Um, I usually prefer flame, but sometimes I can and will use a mirror. And everybody who does know about scrying and has done it, that it has to be, a dark mirror, or it could be a mirror, but the room's got to be dark. The mirror has to be darkened, okay, by, no light. And you can't have any light, is what I mean. And so I was sitting in front of the mirror, anyways, and try not to confuse anybody, because I know I'm horrible at describing things because my head bounces around so much. So my microphone's not covered so you can hear me. I started to dim the light, because my mirror, I think you guys have seen it in one of my videos. One of my mirrors it lights up around it. It was a Christmas gift from my ex for Christmas last year, because he knows I love mirrors. I do. Excuse me. So when I dimmed the light after I was done, I was staring in the mirror, and all these faces kept popping in. I so I said out loud, I said, I see something coming through. Mirror, please show me what is true. And I swear to God, certain people's faces that I know came in, people that I have been suspecting of a lot of things and have proof of the lies that were told about me, and completely acting like dummies to my face, denying it. Like, I would never do that to you. I get blah, blah, blah. Anyway, some were family. I'm not going to say names. There was only a couple, um, and they're not close to me anymore. These two. And then the other one is a person was close to me, but I still, by circumstances beyond my control, I'm kind of still stuck with. But anyways, before that, when I was listening to the podcast of the lady doing the reading, she literally was describing my entire life. And I know a lot of people think that these readings are all about them, and it's not always, you can't help it because things just sound too coincidental and just too accurate. But I don't know, something was different. It's like I felt dad, and I all of a sudden these tears started coming over me, and I started crying, and I felt a sense of peace, and I felt like, oh my God, I was right, because it really confirmed everything. I'm not saying she was accurate about exactly me, and I'm sure not the only one. Um, I don't know, something was way too familiar, but I am keeping my awareness open. No, I'm not crazy. Okay, not crazy at all. I know a lot of people do not believe, or they don't want you to believe. I mean, I've been dealing with that my whole life. And the good always eventually wins. We take a beating and we may get knocked down, but we always rise to the top. Evil always thinks they're going to win, and it always seems like they are, and it may not always happen right away. But eventually, even if it's years or for some reason, whatever the situation, a person in the afterlife is gone on by then, it always wins. Good always ends up rising to the top, and the truth will always be revealed. It doesn't matter how long or years of time or whatever you try to keep, the good down and the truth hidden, it always will come to light. Always. Doesn't matter. Whether it's in this life or the next, it always comes to light as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been doing my cards and it's reading the same thing. Do I feel any more of that held back? How do I say this? Okay, here I'm going to give you an example. Okay, I gotta stop for a second. My shoulder is killing me. Oh, um, so I used to, feel like I always had to explain and defend myself, no matter what I said and did. I always felt it wasn't right. Always, I was told I was wrong. Anything I said, and I would get very defensive. And a lot of times, yes, I get that a lot of people who are wrong or guilty or lying or whatever it may be, they get defensive, very angry, defensive. But then there's always that person, that, like myself, that they, weren't always defensive like that, but people have like pushed it in their face for so many freaking years to the point eventually they become defensive every time somebody even insinuates they might be lying or are lying or whatever. So, oh well, the guilty only accuse. Oh, the guilty always, get defensive or whatever. Well, in some cases, yes, that is true. But then there's always those people that have been beat down with it their whole lives for so much that over the years that eventually they do become like that. But that they're not actually being dishonest or guilty. So, there's a fine line between everything. And I don't know if I'm even explaining this right, but I am a good person. I am beautiful inside as well as out. I'm not bragging. I'm not just saying that. I sincerely am. I am divinely protected. That would explain why so many times over the years that in abusive relationships that I almost didn't make it, they almost killed me. I always survived. I always made it out, and there are some things that I made it out of that I don't even know how I made it out alive. I always just was pushed into or ended up, I don't know, into the wrong place at the wrong time, but was not the one at fault, but got looked at and pointed the finger at like I was. And when it's like brainwashing in cults, how they put things in your head, put you down, or somebody put you down or whatever, so many times over the years, you start to get angry. And so it looks like you're guilty, it looks like you're crazy, or it looks like you're delusional, whatever, but you're not. You've just been pushed too far over the years, and you just snap. um but I don't know. I feel like last night, and I have actually sincerely, because I've said it before, been in a way better place, stronger person, and I no longer allow myself to be a victim or made to believe that or anything negative about myself. I am extremely positive. Now, do I focus only on positive? No, you still have to be realistic and consider the possibility of the bad things that could come or happen or whatever. Ugh, itchy chin. Um, but that doesn't mean that I'm being negative. I'm being positive. I'm going to hope for the best and mean it, not just hope. I really am believing the best is going to happen because I do in my heart. But I still got to protect myself, think of the possibilities of the things that could happen because anything is possible. Yes, manifesting, if you believe and you really put your thoughts and soul, sorry, into it, yes, it will come true. But then sometimes, there's that fine line where the universe may have something else in store. It's like you can't plan everything. A lot of people think they got to plan everything. It has to be, a certain plan in place. And yes, that's a good thing to do. But, not everything goes the way you want it planned out. Sometimes the universe has a reason for other things. And I know it's confusing. There's a fine line between everything, and a lot of people try to twist that sometimes, at least they have with me, but I don't know. I guess what I'm going to say, and then I'll end it right here, is I'm nobody's punching bag anymore. Excuse me. I haven't been for a long time. And I don't get upset anymore over what somebody may say and try to make me look like anymore. So, and I can tell it's bothering people because they're not getting under my skin anymore. And I'm not putting my game face on this time. This is real. This is sincere, you know. And I think people sense that. So, yeah, I got a, what was that? oh my God, what was it? A voicemail. And it, like, sometimes voicemails now they text out what the person's saying. Excuse me, I need this for a second. I haven't had one in a few hours. Maybe I don't need it, but I want it. Um, it was like, I know I haven't called, but I'm trying to call you. And I didn't answer. And it wasn't because I was ignoring the phone calls, because I was sleeping. I went back to bed after Jerry went to work because I've been up all night doing his laundry. It's tired. And then I guess he called. This was a family member. I won't say no names just because I don't feel it's necessary. Left me another voicemail. I guess he called back while I was sleeping. What? You're not talking to me no more? Okay, so let's just stop right there. Usually I would get aggravated and call. What is your problem, mom? Don't you? This time I just let it go. I'm not gonna respond, and I'm not upset. And I'm not angry. But when I was ready and had a moment, I did text and say, "Look, you said it yourself. Sometimes plans change. I'm not upset. I'm not ignoring anyone. And I'm not. I don't ignore people like that. Okay. If I'm upset with you, I will tell you. I'm not going to ghost you. I'm not going to ignore you. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm very bluntly open and honest. And I tell it the way I see it and hear it. And I can't remember exactly everything I said now, but I was like, look, things change. You said it yourself. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not upset with you or anyone. Ain't nothing like that. I've been busy too. So, but you watch, that's going to be twisted into, she's angry again. She's always so angry. I don't know how you can get that out of that. First of all, it's a text message. It's no different than reading a book when you have to put your imagination to figure out the story. But, and then another one, this friend of mine, God bless her soul. I love her to death. My little jelly bean, I call her. She has some MR, but she's a sweetheart. she's she's younger than I am. She's in her late 40s. Um, well, every Tuesday she sends me a hug Tuesday, and yes, Jelly Bean, I'm talking about you, my dear. And I guess I didn't respond. What was that? I did. Okay. She had texted. She was having a stressful time, personal issues with family. And she texts me when she has an issue, and I've told her that's okay if you have questions, need help, ask me, but this one, but I also told her, I said, look, I'm not gonna always be here, Jelly Bean, okay? You need to grow some cojones, and you need to learn to stand up for yourself and take care of yourself and show those people that you are grown up, that you can do this, so they'll stop picking on you. I guess she took it that I was angry at her, and she hadn't heard from me in, I think, I don't know, a few days. But she didn't respond back to that message. And then, things happen, I'm doing stuff. I may not have a car and can go anywhere, but I do have a life at home. I have responsibilities that I take care of while I'm staying here. I guess she took it that I was mad at her. Yes, Jelly Bean. No, I was not mad at her. So I called her the other day. I saw her text pop up after I'd taken my shower asking if I was busy. So instead of texting her, I just called and said, well, what's up? Do you think I'm mad at you? Why do you think I'm mad at you? Because one of my roommates told me she thought I was mad at her. And I'm like, mad at her for what? What'd she do? Didn't do anything. Well, apparently she took the text like I was mad. No, I was just trying to give you some advice. And you should know me by now that just sometimes I come off pretty harsh and I'm very blunt. But no, if I was mad at you, I would not, first of all, I wouldn't ignore you. I would go on and on and on and let you know. And second of all, you didn't exactly respond back. And she said, well, somebody was at my door. And I said, well, there you go. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just because you don't hear from me after that doesn't mean I'm mad at you, because I don't ever ignore anybody, especially when I'm mad at them. I will definitely let it be known. And I won't insinuate. I will come right out and say those words. I'm mad at you. But no, I was just trying to give her some advice. And that's just my way of talking too, you know. But it's all good. I love you, Jelly Bean. Always have. Okay? You may not be my blood, but you're my friend and you're like family. So, I just wanted her to be aware that, sometimes life throws us curveballs and you just never know what to expect. God forbid, what if one day there was an emergency and I had to fly out somewhere and wasn't able to let anybody know or for a while or whatever, or something else happened, God forbid. You know, and I just want her to be strong and stand on her feet, stand her ground, and stop letting these people push her around, family or not. She's a good person with a good heart and a good soul. You know, I just want her to be strong. I guess maybe it was a little tough love the way I did it, but I didn't mean I was angry at her. I just sometimes it comes off that way, I guess. People take me that way. But, you know. Anyways, so yeah, those are just a couple of examples. But no, I I really have to sit there and laugh because I am loud too. I can get loud. I can get crazy, like hyper, look like I'm bouncing off the walls. Sometimes, oops, kitty small. Sometimes people think a lot of times people think I'm always angry, but I'm not. That's just me. Yeah. But really, it's all good. This doesn't get to me anymore, and I sincerely mean that. I do. My life's too short to let people get to like that. I'm strong. I'm proud. I'm independent. And I do love myself. There was a time I didn't, but I do. I'm not a victim. I'm not going to let people manipulate my mind when I call them out. Like, I just don't care no more. At my age, no. And I'm taking my dad's advice that he had also gave me, that I haven't been resting enough. I have been making that comment that I feel like Cinderella because that's all I do is clean up after everybody and wait on people hand and foot. But it's not forced either. Okay, I am a firm believer that if you ain't got money to contribute when you're living with somebody in their home, and they have been nice enough to take you under their wing and put a roof over your head for free, that you got to give back somehow. And financially, I'm not able, so I pay it forward by cooking, cleaning, and helping out. Am I going to be a punching bag and pushed around? No. Am I going to feel like I can't stand up for myself when I taken advantage of? No, I'm going to stand up for myself, and I'm not going to be pushed around either. But I am working off my room and board by helping out around the house and with the dogs and stuff. But I also am going to be a little selfish once in a while too, because like Dad told me in my spiritual awakening, we'll call it, Alicia, you need to rest too. It's okay to be a little selfish. Okay, so nothing wrong with being a little selfish. I need to spiritually and self care take care of myself as well, because it is overworking me, and the stress does make me cranky. I'm not perfect. Nobody is, and I don't care who you are, and if they think they are, they're lying to themselves. So, yeah. All right, y'all. I need my late afternoon nap. So, I loves y'all. Loves your jelly bean, and I know you're gonna watch this. And my other family and stuff that is not trying to shit on me. I love you all. I do. And just because I don't answer my phone or answer back right away on a phone call or text or whatever, don't be sat thinking all this crazy stuff. People do change, and I really have changed. I really have. And yeah, somebody can wake up one day and change. It is possible. And I am, and I have changed. Okay? I have to laugh though, because it's just like, oh my God. Like, people, stop comparing me to the old Alicia years ago. That girl has been gone for a long time. I have worked so hard, not just physically, but spiritually, to be the person and stronger every day that I am now. Come a long way. And some of you may not see it yet, but that's okay. I get it. But one day you will. And yeah, I have changed. I am start comparing everything I say and do to that old person, because she hasn't been around for a very long time. And I may talk about certain things from my past and stuff, but that doesn't mean that I'm still that old person dwelling. It's not. All right, nappy time. Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to try to start doing on Friday and Saturday nights. And I will give you guys an update on the short on the time. Story time with Monez. Okay? Alright. Love y'all. See you soon. Y'all come back now, you hear?